Alright, how y'all doing today? Back out here in another old Red Ford truck teardown vidya. The light's not very good up here at the front right now. That's because we're underneath it to start with. We're going to get down here, pull the drive shaft out, maybe remove on some exhaust, unless it looks like it'll just come all out together. Then we'll leave that alone until it's out. Buddy! But for now, let's get down there and take some drive shaft bolts loose. Kind of a neat setup, at least. It looks like they're pretty easy to get to. Alright, now that we've got our big long shaft removed from the ordeal, we'll come up in here. I'm either going to take these nuts loose on the bottom of this mount, or probably more likely we'll just try to, well, if there's enough room, we'll try to take these bolts out up here that hold the transmission to this mount, rubber mount guy that sits on top of the support here. That way we don't have to lift those studs up out of the support and it'll just slide forward. And then we're going to need to take our speedometer cable out. Oh, hey look, do not remove. I kind of want to now. And then up here, oh look, shifty forks and things. I have no experience with that. I see we'll need to take this big spring off of there. And the exhaust just might, maybe if we take it loose somewhere, I guess back down there, it's kind of a long bit of pipe, that might work out fine. Probably not. No, definitely won't. Almost looks like it might all clear and come out up above that front core support. And what is that? Up here past the spring, what is that? That must be some kind of fancy seal up an exhaust leak clamp on top of the other clamp. That's weird. Yeah, that is strange. It like bolts in at the top and bottom there on top of the old thing. Yeah, I don't know, that's weird. It looks like it's so big it's not even doing anything to the thing. Oh yeah, there's also this. There's this big giant bar mid-jigger guy here that has something to do with holding all the, I guess that holds the clutch. Yeah. Yep. Well, all sorts of different things happen at one time here, don't they? This thing he's pushing on the reservoir clutch master cylinder guy, and this is pushing on the shifty fork majigger. Right? No? Maybe. Does this even... I don't know. Standard shift? I don't think this even has a clutch master cylinder and reservoir. I'm pretty sure this is a mechanical clutch setup here. Ooh. Yeah, so that means I'm gonna have to unbolt this guy from the guy. After that and some motor mounts, I think it's gonna come out. Well, I had to go with taking the two nuts off the studs on the bottom. I got that one bolt loose there on that side. However, the bolt on this side is all smooshed into the bracket, possibly from the car accident. Who knows? But yeah, you can't get a wrench box end or open end on that guy so good. So yeah, I even got way down there, I got the clamps loose on that long straight pipe that runs into that muffler, so that will probably wiggle loose when everything else travels that direction. Up here in the front, more in the front. That light is really bright in your face balls. I got the this guy, the bracket that holds our mechanical actuator all loose, I found that a tab on it is all snapped off. See, here it is. I guess she held up fine either way, but yep, that's loose. Got the motor mount loose on that side. Over here, I got the nut off the motor mount on this side. So we just about got everything loose, and she's ready to pick up and come out. Just got to start lifting and moving and see how many wires we forgot to unplug. Also, look, she's got new brake lines. If you haven't had a notice onto that. Up there where it goes through the frame, it's even got new soft lines. Yep. There's some good parts on this rig underneath the crashed mess. Now we're back around here to the top side. Up here I was pretty close already. I had a choke cable, a throttle cable. Those are all hanging out the way over there. There was one ground wire on the back of it that way, and of all things I had a O2 sensor plugged in over here. This truck's 1 year newer than mine, but she's got the technologies into her. Now I believe we've got it all, everything loose, all the bolts out. We can pull the cherry picker over and bring my little levelizer out, and I see it's obvious where I can hook up in the front. I can bolt into the front of these heads. In the back side though, I don't know about that situation yet. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot about. She's a standard shift, and it's going to really inhibit the forward motion. So, tearing down into here to figure out how to get that out, it looks like she's just 4 bolts right underneath that seal. There's just 4 bolts around there. However, if you can tell, that shifty thing used to be in the center of that hole, and it's not anymore since the accident. So 2 of those bolts are going to be very accessible. The other 2, that should be fine. Now I think it should come out. Oh, yep. Oh, well, just putting a appendage in the way. Yeah. Now we just need to cover that up, put the bolts back in the hole, and we got clearance to go out the guy now. Yep. It's starting to look a little different now. Everything's unhooked, and I went ahead and pulled the carburetor and the stupid EGR majigger thing, that thing off that's not going back on. Now I should have all the clearance I need to get my angly, lifty majigger device up in place and have a that is all the oxidation buildup from it sitting for all the years so that it's set. Can you? Maybe? No, I don't. You're in the way of the light. But it's crusty in there. It's a good thing that we're gonna tear this thing completely down, all apart, and rebuild on it before we try using it in anything anyway. Before we try running it again. Alright, now we got the whole drivetrain pulled out, and I gotta take a pause on this project. When we come back to it, we're gonna have this corner of the shop all cleaned up and nice. We're going to get this motor set over here somewhere all organized like. It's going to wait patiently in line because the 302 there is the first one to be on the rebuild list. But anyway, we'll get it all situated over there, and the next time we work on the red truck, we're going to be pulling the cab off and getting it all situated in this corner. This corner's really got to get cleaned up. That way we can slowly over time do my first ever rebuild restoration type work on the cab. But anywho, got the old red rig pulled out of the shop and the open cab all wrapped up for right now. We're gonna have to park it somewhere. But the reason we had to move it out of the way is because in the next video here we have a really neat, interesting project that belongs to a buddy of mine. Can you see on it? You know what that is? Anywho, really neat project about the prettiest, fanciest thing. Paint's pretty nice on it. I'm a little nervous. Can't wait to show you next movie. Thanks for watching this movie. Y'all have a good day. Comment, like, subscribe.